Kathy Peterson. With my background, education, and more than 30 years of business management experience, I'm eminently qualified to be the next president of the Public Service Commission. I'll do the job, and I won't be office hopping or running for another political office as soon as I'm elected. And there's one thing you can count on. I have the backbone, and I'll do what's right for the people of Alabama.
Vote Kathy Peterson for president of the PSC in the March 13th primary.
Paid for by Kathy 2012, Birmingham, Alabama, 35236.
The Dr. Gina Show.
Shoot the sharks. That's my new campaign. Shoot the sharks. Shoot them. Kill them dead. I don't care. Shoot them. They're man-eating. They eat surfers. They take away my right to go surf and have fun on the ocean and yours. Shoot them. Maybe they'll all communicate with one another since you think they're such intelligent beings. And they'll tell one another, hey, don't come near the surfers because you might get shot.
The Dr. Gina Show. Weekdays at 4 on 101.1 The Source. Talk with other Source listeners. Go to 101WYDE.com and click the social media link to connect with The Source on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, welcome back. Phone lines are open at 941-1011 or 866-551-9933. Elvis has indeed left the building. You'll be able to see Herman Cain on Fox 6 this morning. I guess it's Good Day, Alabama. Maybe about 30, 35 minutes or so. Kathy Peterson, who's in studio with us now, should be with him as well. Let's get back to the phones. Good morning, Chris. You have a question? Hey, Chris.
I was trying to ask this to Herman Cain, but if you could ask him, or maybe you could answer. Last time he was in town, he told anybody that the Federal Reserve did not need to be audited, and that if they had any questions, they should just call them. So I did, and I got the Federal Reserve to tell me that and admit to me that they're no more federal than Federal Express.
Right.
But then I asked them who owned the Fed, and the young lady told me it was very complicated. So I wanted to ask Herman Cain, could he tell me, or Kathy could tell me, who actually owns the Fed?
Well, the Federal Reserve, as you're well aware, is made up of a whole bunch of member banks, and not all of them domestic banks. There's European banks involved in there as well.
The Federal Reserve, indeed, is not federal. It actually was set up initially, and you probably know this way back when.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, yeah, it was set up initially by individuals, so it has nothing to do with government per se.
Well, I mean, could you elaborate on what actually happened in 1913 at Jekyll Island to help the people out there really understand what's going on here?
Well, what happened in 1913 was a group of individuals got together and decided to create the Federal Reserve, and these are individuals, and to this day, if you really want to boil it down, I'd say those individuals or people who have come from those individuals are in charge of the Federal Reserve.
Very true, and the last president to kill the actual bankers was Andrew Jackson.
That is correct.
And if we could get these things back on track and do what's right, and we would change this country overnight.
Well, obviously, doing away with the debt currency, Chris, is fundamental. That's, and that's one of the reasons I was getting into the whole 999 thing with Cain, because I'd like to see a complete reversal. The problem then becomes, how do you deal with a Federal Reserve system that has such tentacles that are rooted in Europe? And the European banking cartels that were in part responsible, first off, for the Federal Reserve in 1913 can be traced all the way back to the late 1700s as well. It's the same family members. I mean, you can talk about Woodrow Wilson's culpability, Edward House, and all the other players of that time, the J.P. Morgans, the Chases, and all these guys that are working with the European bankers. They were competitors on paper, but behind the scenes, they were in collusion with one another. How do you break those tentacles that are rooted in over 300 years of banking history?
That's very, very complicated. One of the things I'd like for y'all to ask Herman is why he attended the Bilderberg meeting and why he attended Bohemian Grove.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why would you not attend a Bilderberger meeting?
Why would you not?
Why would you not?
Why would I not?
Why would you not?
Again, I am for this country. And when you get a bunch of policy people there together that are trying to take down this country...
But how do you know... Wait a second. I understand where you're going with that, but the reality of it is, if you have a meeting of all of the politicos in the country and the policymakers, the media people, if you're in that group, if you're part of that process or that system, why would you not attend that meeting?
Oh, goodness. So you want to be part of that group then?
That's not what I said. But why would I not want to attend? If that's where everybody is, there seems to be this presumption that if you have a bunch of powerful people in one place, automatically they're plotting the overthrow of the world. And I reject that notion.
Really? So the National Defense Authorization Act was not put together there, and that has nothing to do with what's going on with our freedoms right now, that they can come and detain you and I right now, and nobody ever hear from us.
Do you have proof the National Defense Authorization Act was created there? Do you have proof of that?
No, sir, I don't have physical proof.
Yeah, when you get physical proof, get it to me. I appreciate the call, buddy. There have been secret societies in this world for thousands of years. You want to talk about nefarious groups? Let's talk about the Knights Templar, okay? We can go all the way. You can trace the Knights Templar to the Federal Reserve Bank. One of these days, we're going to have fun and do that. Kathy Peterson, Kathy, I appreciate it so much. Do you have time to stick around for a couple of minutes? You need to go.
I don't really know the answer to that, but we'll do it.
I'll tell you what, we'll find out during the break.
Figure it out.
Kathy Peterson might be here, she might not. Listen to the Michael Hart Show and 101.1 The Source. Stick around. We're coming back.
WYDE and WYDE HD Birmingham, WYDE FM and WYDE FM HD Coleman, and WDJC FM HD3.